But why do you keep missing the boat on trades like this? What is going on, crypto peeps? Welcome back to another edition of the Traveling Crypto. I wanted to talk about the obvious topic of today, XRP, but I didn't want to just, highlight the fact that it's going crazy and mooning. I'm sure that, many YouTube channels have covered this, but more specifically, why do you keep missing the boat on trades like this? On Nano and XRP, we've seen it obviously in the past with Bitcoin. We've seen it in the past with Ethereum, but why do you keep missing the boat on trades like this? And it has something to do with what is called gambler's fallacy. Now, this isn't a perfect analogy, but gambler's fallacy is basically the mistaken belief that if something happens more frequently during a given period of time, more frequently than what's considered normal, then it is less likely to happen in the future. Now, obviously, this applies more to things like coin flips or roulette spins on the roulette table, that if, you get 9 reds in a row, that the chance of a black coming up is more likely when it is just still close to 50-50. Same as heads or tail spins on a coin, that if you get 9 heads in a row, that the chance of this next flip coming up tails is higher when it is still just 50-50, right? Again, not a perfect analogy, but in trading, it's as if, when we were at 5,000 sats and we sent a trade alert for XRP and it hit 6,000 sats, people thought that they missed the boat. They're like, oh, it's gone up too much. There's no chance that it can go up again. It went up to 7,000. Oh, it's gone up too much. There's no chance that it will go up again. I missed the boat. I'm not going to jump in. Ignoring technicals, ignoring the fact that we're seeing insane volume, 2018 high type of volume right now. Ignoring the fact that XRP has confirmed a reversal by hitting a higher high, beating out its recent high, something that it hasn't done in all of 2018. I highlighted this in a video yesterday, but if you look at XRP's highs, you'll see that, it made a higher high, a high here, a lower high here, a lower high here, and we have not really made a higher high. We have not at all made a higher high in 2018 until, we hit, let me just hide this real quick, but until we hit yesterday's high, right? This high beat out this high here. That was the first time that it happened in 2018. And that along with the volume, you could take that as a reversal of, an 8 or 9 month trend. Also, ignoring the fact that XRP is Ripple is releasing its X Rapid platform, something that has long been awaited, for years now in the crypto community. So ignoring all of these things, all you're looking at is price, and you're seeing it, rise by double-digit percentage points, saying, oh, it's too late, I can't jump in. It's too late, I can't jump in. You keep missing the boat and missing these gains. So I just wanted to make sure that you understood that just because something is rising parabolically doesn't mean it's too late to jump in. As a matter of fact, when I sent out the trade alert, if you want access to the trade alerts, link is in the description, by the way. When I sent out the trade alert, it wasn't like, I sent it from the bottom. I always wait for breakouts. It was right around here, right? Because this was our recent high. And I said, if we broke above that, then, you can, with good volume, and we closed above it. If you look at a shorter increment, like a 1 hour or a 4 hour, that if we closed above it, then, we are in good position to consider this a reversal. And as a matter of fact, you'll see here on the 4-hour chart, this is when we closed, the first time that we closed above it. So it's not like we're catching it from the bottom. Trying to catch something from the bottom is always going to be a losing effort unless you somehow get lucky 1 out of 100 times. But yeah, same thing on Cardano. You'll see here, when I sent out the trade alert, I said, wait for a breakout because it made a double bottom on the 4-hour chart, and there was this previous resistance point. Wait for a breakout from here before entering the trade. No need to guess beforehand, right? Just in order to gain a few more percentage points. You want to wait for a breakout and not risk any further downtrend before, making some gains. Same thing on Stellar, right? I said, wait for a breakout from this long-term downward resistance line here. And this is, in fact, when we entered the trade. And if you want access to those trade alerts, link is in the description. We made over 90% on XRP, 13% on Cardano, 11% on Stellar so far. So we've had a really good week this week. And on top of that, if you look at the trade alerts, I have added a section for the futures. This is related to BitMEX. I recently opened a position when XRP hit a retracement at 8,000 sats with 5x leverage that netted us 81% profit. This is in addition to just the regular trade, because I closed it at 9,300 recently. All right, so should you get back into XRP, or if you're not in XRP, should you get in? Well, this is where resistance, support and resistance levels come into play. This is where you have to use those in order to try to ascertain when is there a good re-entry or entry at all, right? In my view, for the long term, I think if you're a long-term trader and you're not, trying to swing trade this or whatever, then getting in as soon as possible before an announcement like a release is the best thing. And yes, you could justify opening a position now for until we get closer to the release date, which is 1 or 2 months out. There isn't even a hard date yet. But the more that becomes concrete, I think the price will keep rising. Plus, if you saw the hit that, XRP has taken in 2018, if we zoom out onto the day chart, you'll see that we're still very far from, the old days of XRP where we were before. So there's still hundreds of percentage points just to rebound to previous levels. But that aside, in order to try to determine where there's a good reentry, one of the best tools to use is something like a Fib retracement, right? Because the Fib retracement allows you to create or pinpoint resistance and support levels where they might not be very clear just by looking at the chart itself. So I'm going to look at the 1 hour chart because XRP is so fast moving within a small period of time. And this all happened basically overnight, right between last night and today. You can use a shorter increment like the 1 hour chart in order to place your Fib retracement points. But essentially you'd want to place it between the recent high and where the rally started, right around, you could say right around here. So going back to that BitMEX trade, the way that I knew that 8,000 was a solid mark price is because it was right around the 0.618 Fib level. And you'll see here that, a few hours ago, we touched the 0.618 Fib level and bounced right off it, right? So that's how I knew that 8,000 was a good mark price. Plus, if depending on the leverage you use, I wouldn't advocate using a high leverage like something stupid like 25x or 100x, especially in volatile times, right? Because you'll get stopped out. The chances of you getting stopped out are really high. But if you go on BitMEX and you check out something like a 3x or a 5x leverage on 8,000 sats as your mark price, your liquidation price is really low, right? It's somewhere below the 0.382 Fib level. So you're kind of in a safe zone and you give yourself some breathing room in order to close your position if things go awry. But this right here, the Fib retracement, is an excellent way of identifying support and resistance points. And the 0.618 Fib level, historically, this is called a magic ratio, or one of the magic ratios, right? This is where you see it's an inflection point. This is where you see either the bears take over or the bulls come in and bounce this thing back up. So that's exactly what happened. We hit the 0.618 Fib level and bounced back up. And now we're in between 0.618 and 0.786. So you know that the 0.618 Fib level is a great re-entry point. Now, I wouldn't go all in. I'm not an all-in type of trader. You have to learn how to break up your trades. So you can essentially put in a quarter or a third of your XRP budget here, wait to see how the market reacts. If it goes down further, you can go down a Fib retracement level or two before entering in another partial trade. Same if we break to the upside and close above the 0.786 Fib level, right? You can consider that another breakout. Obviously, you want to look at things such as the momentum, right? Right now, we are retracing because we went from an overbought level back down underneath. And you want to look at volume and make sure that volume is not dissipating, right? You want to keep that volume up. That is what is driving, that is what makes these price levels stick. And speaking of volume, the last thing I'll talk about is if you look at Bitcoin's volume, this is actually great. So the the 24-hour volume right now is 6.5 bill. We haven't been above 6 bill since July 24th, I believe, right? And July 24th, we think we hit 7. Yeah, it was 7.2 bill that we hit on July 24th. And that was the last time that we went over 6 bill. The time before that was July 18th. So this really happened twice in the last, July, August, September, in the last 3-4 months. And last night or today, right, is the first time that we've seen volume levels as such. So are we in a true reversal overall in the market? No, you cannot say that yet. Some coins have seen reversals like XRP, but on Bitcoin, until we get, until we break the stranglehold of this descending triangle, and this is the descending triangle resistance right here. If you look at the day chart, you'll see it more clearly. Until we break that, you cannot say that we've seen a true reversal on Bitcoin or on the market in general, right? But some coins have seen reversals and will continue to do so over time. That is it for this video. If you want access to those trade alerts, link is in the description. Sign up to the Discord. It's 100% free. That's the easiest way to get a hold of me. Leave a comment, leave a thumbs up if you got anything out of this video. Stay safe out there. Peace.